Virgo, I'm going to be doing your yearly 2019 reading, and I already laid out the cards for you. I'm going to be doing this 12 card spread, 12 cards for 12 months, each card for each month for the whole year of 2019 for Virgo, Sun, Moon, or Rising. And then I'm also going to do a center card to wrap up for the whole year for the lesson of the year, and I'm going to be using the Spirit Song Tarot, which works through animals. So I'm going to quickly shuffle this deck and then we can get started. Alright, Virgo, what is going to be coming through for you this year in 2019? What is going to come up for Virgo? Alright. And then before we begin, I'm going to do an energy clearing. Alright, so let's begin. We'll start with January in 2019. We have fertility. Okay, so it seems like you're starting this new year, breathing in a lot of new things. Maybe you're creating something, whether it's like, you know, you're really diving into your hobbies and you're just spending a lot of time like doing what you enjoy doing. You could also just be birthing in new ideas of what you're going to create this year, and now it's kind of flourishing and beginning and expanding. You could also be just starting a business that you just have birthed into your life, and you're just kind of in the works of it and helping that business grow, in nurturing it. You could also be, for some of you Virgos, you could be pregnant, you know, and becoming a parent and going through motherhood and conceiving a child. Now, not for all of the Virgos, but there could be some Virgos that are starting this new year with pregnancy, and because fertility does relate to pregnancy and birth. So, you know, whatever it is, you know, there's definitely new big things being birthed into your life in this new year, which is obviously perfect time. When you start a new year, new things happen. So, you know, best way to start the new year is, well, starting with new huge shifts, right? So, yeah, and in the tarot, this card, I'm pretty sure it is, yeah, it's the Empress. So yeah, very magical in your power and just very feminine energy. And then in February we have Rejoice and Celebration, and the green card is in the emotional realm. So it seems like, it seems like you have good things going on right now in this time. Like, you have a lot to celebrate about and rejoice in, and a lot to just be happy about. You know, maybe you have been successful in starting a new business, or just with this new job, or these new creative activities that you've been doing and you've been getting good results from it, you know, or, you know, you are, you know, conceived with a child and now you're celebrating with family and friends, you know, because maybe you had wanted this child for a while. You know, whatever it could be, it seems like you are very excited in your emotions and in your feelings about what's going on in your life, and you have a lot to celebrate about it, because maybe you've worked really hard to get to this point right now, you know, because you guys do tend to be very dedicated in what you do and in your work. You're very practical signs. So yeah, I mean, I'm definitely, and you know, the number 3 too is like unity and trinity and harmony. So, you know, and you're probably in a very harmonious relation with those around you and just with your life. So, you know, I'm definitely seeing that you're creating a very like enjoying, wait, how to put this, a joyful, there we go, a very joyful life ahead of you. So you're very like it says, rejoiced about that. And then in March, we have truth. So in the tarot, this card would be judgment. So in March, it's time to sit and, you know, really look at everything and look at the truth of the matter in your situation. Really come to an understanding of where you're at, like physically in your life and within, and really go over all the details, because you guys are very detail oriented and you really like to see things for what they are. You're very honest and truthful about how you do things. So, you know, and this is like, you kind of have to like judge and weigh carefully, you know, what your next steps are going to be, because, you know, there's a lot to go over. But you have to be truthful with yourself about how you're going to move forward, you know, in these next areas of your life and how you're going to create it. So, you know, definitely, as long as you're being honest with yourself about what you're doing and you're being honest with others, then, you know, everything will be in balance in that way. So, you know, definitely get some time alone to kind of go over all those details, so you can kind of figure out what your next steps are going to be. But just make sure you're being honest with yourself about what those steps are going to be and how you're going to go about it. And then in April, we have disruption. So in the tarot for this card, this would be the Tower. So it seems like, you know, the Tower can be taken in a lot of different ways. Something is going to change. Something has to give way, whether it's a positive change or a negative. I get the feeling it's going to be positive, considering what the results are showing here in these recent months. But, you know, this card is called disruption for a reason. Maybe there is something disrupting you within. Maybe there's something within yourself you're having a hard time letting go and changing, that's been making it, maybe there's some area you haven't been honest with yourself about, you know, like maybe if it's like maybe you felt like you were ready for, you know, something that you're going to be doing or that you're creating, but then you weren't honest with yourself about some of the work and experience you're going to need to be able, you know, to go about these changes in a positive way. Or it could just be like feelings that have been getting to you and it's time to change your outlook or how you're treating yourself or viewing your life. It could be a lot of different things. I don't think all Virgos are having negative disruptions within themselves, but I think there could be some of you going through some disruptive feelings within you that are making you feel a little just like scattered in certain areas, and it kind of needs some balancing, and you kind of have to be honest with yourself about, you know, what needs to change, what you need to make room for, and just what is time to let go of so these changes can make their way in. For Virgos that are going through positive, you know, shifts, I think you're just kind of like rearranging a lot of areas within yourself that you knew kind of needed alignment, and you're just being honest with yourself about, you know, allow these changes to set in. But whatever it is, there definitely is some change that needs to happen, but it's all going to be for the better. And then in May we have transformation. So in the tarot for this card, this would be death. Yeah, so I mean, you're changing something, you're ridding something so you can make space for something else, and you're going to go through a major transformation. So, you know, in the case of any Virgos that are conceiving a child, you know, you're going to go through some things that you know you're going to have to change. Your body's going to go through changes, and you're going to transform everything you feel about yourself. You're going to transform physically, and you're going to transform spiritually and emotionally. Everything you used to do and every way you used to view life is now going to permanently shift, but transform in ways that are for your growth. And for Virgos, that are not pregnant and you're more just birthing new things into your life, and you have to make changes for these things to set place and to take off in your life, you kind of have to go through these personal changes within yourself. But like this woman, she has like butterfly wings, right? And you've been like in this caterpillar cocoon mode, shifting and changing within, but now you're going to come out and you're going to spread your wings and you're going to transform into this higher version of yourself that you've been waiting to be. So, this transformation is all going to be for your better, but you have to be okay with the changes in order to, really empower yourself in this transformation and really rise above. And so if there has been disruptions, just know, like, it's just gonna pass. It's just what you're feeling in the moment, because maybe you're having a hard time letting go of certain things, but when you do, you're really gonna just like become this newer version of yourself, which is really the version of yourself you were always meant to become, right? Because the caterpillar is always meant to evolve and become a butterfly. And so it's going to be a very beautiful transformation for you, Virgo. All right. And then in June, we have suffering and silence. And the blue is in the intellectual realm, the mind. And so the number 9 on this card is also a time of completion. Maybe, you are kind of suffering in some area of your life. Like maybe you are kind of sad about the things you've had to change and let go of. And it's kind of really, your thoughts are kind of like, it could be a little depressing for you. Maybe you're having a hard time speaking up in your thoughts, in what you're feeling, because you're having a hard time sitting with it within yourself. If this is for Virgos who are going to be having a child, it can definitely be difficult to say goodbye to the old way of living before you were pregnant and having to accept your new way of living now that's permanent. And, maybe you are a little sad about having to let that go, and you're just having a hard time speaking up about that, so you're suffering in silence. And for Virgos that are not pregnant, it's just maybe, since you've had this attachment to how you have been living before, it is hard to kind of have to see that go, because she's watching the sunset, the ending of a chapter, right? Like, because the sun's going down, it's kind of saying goodbye, even though the sun always comes back, which is life. Like, certain things go and then other things come back, or new things emerge. And so, like, whatever you're sad about that is fading out of your life, or that you're having a hard time speaking up about, don't worry. I know you guys can sometimes be worriers and worry a lot about, like, if you have to let something go, you don't know if whatever is going to come into your life is going to be able to take that place or replace that other thing or feeling in your life that was once there. But just know, like, everyone goes through pain in their own way when they have to let something go. And of course, nothing can be replaced. But to just be open and understand that whatever new things are coming that needed to come in for you to take that space to let other things go are things that are going to really help you become a healthier version of yourself. And as hard as it was to let some things go, it really doesn't have to be that hard. Because, life is about the coming and the going. And, and it's okay to, find someone to go to speak up about your thoughts and your feelings. I know sometimes you guys, are very shy and you like to keep things to yourselves. You can be very private. But if you're going through, a very difficult time emotionally and mentally, don't be afraid to speak up to someone you trust and love, because there are people out there to help you when you are going through some feelings of sadness. But no matter what, you're going to get through it, Virgo. You guys are very strong and you're very intelligent. So whatever it is, you're going to move through it, but just don't be afraid to speak your thoughts, all right? And then And then July, we do have crown chakra. Yeah, so whatever you are going through that you had to let go to make these changes come through, you're gonna really emanate a lot of energy through your crown chakra, and your energy is gonna rise. Like, because, you know, 7 too is a very sacred number. It's a very spiritual number. And, you know, when you have to go through some very deep changes, you know, you do become very connected into your spirituality, because, you know, when you connect to spirituality, it can help you connect with your spiritual strength. And so there could be a lot of light coming through in that area of your life. Like, now you're in your spiritual strength, and you're understanding like why you had to go through some of these tests and these lessons, to understand like how you can overcome them and become this very high, strong being within yourself. But also, like, if you're not balanced within this chakra, it could just mean, because this chakra, the key words for it is I know. So it's just what you know within yourself. And if you feel like, you know, this area needs some work, because this is the area of thought, there's ways to balance it. You can do meditation, you can do breath work, you can do yoga, spiritual healing, acupuncture, color therapy, you know, anything that is around those lines can properly help you align yourself in this crown chakra and expand to a point where it's possible to access and tap into the deepest sources of wisdom. So, you know, it's very important to be in your wisdom and in your spiritual insight, and really center into that area so the ethereal light can work its way in and the energy can be received. And to disperse, you know, all those thoughts that have been really weighing you down and making you sad, because, you know, thoughts are very powerful, and how we use them is also, you know, powerful in how we put out our energy and how we create our life. And, you know, in numerology, the number 7, besides being tied to spirituality, it relates to inner awareness, mastery, wisdom, insight, and success. So, I mean, this is all about mastering yourself and your thoughts, because when we master our thoughts, we then learn how to master our life, right? Because it's about mastering ourselves to then master our physical life. And so, again, Virgo, like, you guys have so much potential within you and so much strength. Like, you can definitely take this awareness and use it to create better things for you that are going to help you feel happy. So just know, like, this sadness and these negative, sad thoughts, they're all going to pass. And then in August, we have partnerships and alliances, and the purple is for spirituality. So yeah, I mean, it's time to reach out, Virgo. You know, come out of that shell. Don't be so shy. Don't be so shy. There are people out there you can network with that can help you and support you on your journey and what you're going through. If you are having a child, it's very important to connect with other mothers and other parents and other family members and people who know what you're going through and can be there on your journey and support you and commit to what you're going through and really, like, make your life easier in that way, because alliances do really help make our lives easier. And for Virgos that are not having a child, that are not pregnant, if you're starting a business or you're doing something in your hobbies and your creativity and your activities, it's very important to open up and connect with people, because people can help you expand what you're doing and they can support it. And if you stay committed to what you're doing, then, you know, like, all power to you, you know, because people, the right, you know, friendships and relationships are meant to give you power as well, and you give power to them. This could also signify, if you're in a relationship, it's time to really settle down and commit and team up together and support each other and do what's right for each other, you know, because it's all about partnering up. and giving each other what you need. And whatever it is, this year's definitely been about friendships and relationships and opening up and really like networking with people and supporting each other, because the number 3 is also Trinity and unity and harmony. So yeah, like put yourself out there, Virgo. Be open, say what you need to say, speak your thoughts, connect with people, and know that people are out there to help you, not harm you. Just make sure that you're connecting with the right people, and you'll know what people you're meant to connect with, because those people will show up when it's time for you to get that help and support. And then in September, we have harmony. In the tarot, this would be the Lovers. So if you are partnered in a relationship, Virgo, you're going to reach a point of harmony, and you guys are going to be in sync with each other, and you're going to be supporting each other through this process, especially if you're going through a time of pregnancy. You guys are really going to build each other up and help prepare each other for what you're going to go through in this, wide future ahead of you, and you're going to be very happy together and really in love. And for Virgos that are not going through this, whatever it is, you're still going to be in harmony in areas of your life with those around you, and they are going to understand, and they are going to support you, and there is just going to be a lot of love there, and a lot of, like I said, a lot of support. So you do have nothing to worry about, Virgo. There are people out there that are going to be there for you in this process, and you guys are going to be on the same page. And it's all going to help everyone get to where they need to be in all ways, emotionally, spiritually, and physically. And then in October, we have foundation and achievement. So, yeah, I mean, whatever goals you're making for this year, you're going to create a very solid foundation, and you're going to achieve whatever you set out to do. And, again, to any Virgos that are going to be having a child, there's a family in this picture, and they're reaching their home together, and they're in this foundation they've created strongly together because they've all been supported through their journey. So, yeah, I mean, if you're creating a family, then, hey, like, all power to you guys. You guys are going to be a very happy family together, and you're going to be in a very, comfortable home that's going to give you what you need. And again, to Virgos that are not going to be having a child, whatever it is, if you're moving, you're going to reach a new place to live that's going to be happy for you. Or you're going to be creating something else, whatever goals you're making, like you're going to be very successful in. And you will be standing on a stable ground, on a solid foundation. Things are going to turn out better for you. There are bright horizons awaiting for you, and you will be comfortable in this process because you're going to come out so much better from everything you're going to achieve in these goals. So just know, like, it's all coming out grandly for you. In November, we have firm foundation. Yeah, and so, this also connects to the root chakra. And, whatever issues you've been having, and if you've been having financial issues, or just like feeling like you've been trying so hard to survive in your health, in your material world, in whatever it is, and if you just feel like things have been shaky in your life, you're going to reach a point where you're going to reach a firm foundation. Everything's going to become very stable, and you're going to be grounded in your power, and you're going to be very successful in how you go about creating this life, and you're going to be surviving in a way that's very practical. Like, you won't have to feel like you have to fight to survive. If anything, you're going to be very aligned and in balance, and everything will just become a little bit easier for you because you're going to be stable, okay? So, again, like, you have nothing to worry about in that area. And to also balance the root chakra, it's very good to exercise and move your energy so all the energy can flow, okay? And then in December, to wrap the year up, we have sacrifice. In the tarot, this would be the Hanged Man. So, you know, maybe you're ending the year with, there's some things you're going to have to let go and sacrifice to then make room for the other new things and projects you're going to be working on. If you are going to become a parent, you're just going to have to sacrifice this old way of living to make room for this new way of life you're going to have to adapt to. Whatever it is, it's time to adapt, Virgo. It's time to change. It's time to let go and sacrifice these old ways of doing things so then you can allow better things to come into your life. And that's what I'm getting. No more holding on to these things that you know you can't hoard anymore. It's time to let go and sacrifice areas that you know you've already learned the lessons in, so you can now change in ways that are going to help you evolve. And to wrap up this year with the lesson, we have justice, and it's reversed. The keywords are truth and clarity. And we have, it's either a raven or a crow. So I'm going to read this card to you. Let's see here. Yep, it's a crow. Truth and clarity. At the portal of shadow and light, the seen and unseen, Crow holds the gifts of ancient wisdom and sacred law. Her sharp perception illuminates the core of truth. She is able to discern what is fair, and she stands on guard to ensure that such fairness is fulfilled. As a bringer of clarity, Crow will assist you towards spiritual self-awareness and standing by your personal integrity. You will awaken your authentic self. Balance is a continuous process on the road of adjustment. Weigh decisions carefully so as to bring everything back into balance. You are the orchestrator of your life. Consider the results of all actions taken, as your actions and thoughts shape your future. Learn from lessons and trust that there is better to come. Seize opportunities that will help make things the best that they can be. Keywords: injustice, irresponsibility, false accusations, lack of resolution, imbalance. Yeah, so it's just learning from old lessons and trusting that, yes, Virgo, as sad as it's been to like go through these hard lessons, there are better things to come for you. You just have to believe in it and put yourself out there and seize those opportunities, okay? Because that will help make things way better for you in your life and a lot easier. All right, Virgo, well, that's it for your 2019 year reading. Just to let you guys know, like, I believe in you, and as hard as it's been, you're going to get through it, okay? There's a lot to look forward to, all right? If you guys want to do a one-on-one reading with me, you can go to this description link in the box below and go to my Instagram, Mystic Yasmin, and you can send me a message. All right, well, have a happy new year, Virgo, and enjoy the rest of your day. Until next time.